Welcome to Mommy Issues, a podcast where an ex-reality TV star mom
and her reality TV loving daughter
bridge the gap between their generations through celeb news, all things Bravo,
and their own personal mommy issues.
Guys, welcome. Welcome to another episode of Mommy Issues, the show where we talk celeb news, Bravo bullshit.
I was wondering if we were gonna talk something different.
I don't know what
where
I'm
you're
thinking.
like telling everybody.
I just sometimes feel like it's fun to pretend like this is a super legit show with a format.
It's a super legit show. And it does have a format.
It does have a format.
We don't what do you call it? We don't give ourselves enough credit.
I think we give ourselves a good amount of credit.
I don't think so. No, because I sometimes will see other podcasts and they're a disaster.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
We have a little bit more.
We got some stuff going on. Listen, we've been doing we've done around 70 and some change episodes.
Yeah.
We should do something fun for our 100th episode.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we'll do it naked.
I was just gonna say naked, and it's like I cannot believe that we both thought of that. And
yeah, well then that means that we have to do it. We'll do it like we'll be like the camera will stop right here.
Oh, okay,
so you can really wear a tube top, but we'll pretend that we're naked.
Well, no, we'll be naked. They might think we're wearing a tube top. We'll just be naked.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's actually do that.
Let's do that.
Okay, great. Guys, get ready for the 100th episode because we will be naked. Okay, let's get into the show, shall we? Should we start with some highlights and lowlights? And I swear to God, if you tell me one.
No, I have highlights and lowlights. My highlight is that a bunch of us are going to Charlotte for a proper Thanksgiving and the proper weather and the whole kind of feeling.
Proper Thanksgiving weather.
Right. Proper Thanksgiving weather, proper Thanksgiving meal. The menu is unreal.
Did you see the menu that I created?
I know. It's just the best. And my low light is that you won't be there. And Lola.
Yeah, fair.
Johnny.
For those of you that don't know, my contribution to Thanksgiving every year, because you guessed it, it's not cooking. I create, I don't create the menu. You guys have a menu and then you send me the text of the menu and then I zhuzh it up and I create an actual menu.
Right. And then you
place on the table.
Right. And then you add an inappropriate quote, which is always the best part of it.
It's not an inappropriate quote.
It's not
just a quote. So like last year's was, it was a Mariah Carey quote talking about J-Lo and she was just like, oh, I would never sing with that pig or something. Like it's a real quote. And then this year,
I'm not saying, but it's still inappropriate. It doesn't give the feeling of Thanksgiving.
No, it's not supposed to. It's not supposed to. It's just
right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's inappropriate for Thanksgiving.
I think it's more supposed to be like for the culture. It's like, here's Thanksgiving. Yes, let's be thankful. Let's be grateful. But also, did you know that Martha Stewart says,
right, exactly. I'd rather be anywhere than prison or something.
She's like, oh, I would never want to go to prison, quote Martha Stewart. It's like kind of incredible that she said that at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Before.
Yeah. My low is that I'm not going to be there too. I want everyone to know in the family that I did try to figure it out. I was like, maybe if I I did. I was like, maybe if I travel alone, and I'm like, if I travel alone, everyone's going to be upset. Because I was like, what if I surprise everybody? And I'm like, I just go because the hardest part is the fact that it's the Lola of it. And I was like, what if I just go?
Not that hard anymore. I mean, it's not that hard.
It would just be a lot. It would be a lot. And the whole thing is like, whatever. It doesn't matter. But I did try and look up stuff. And I was just like, at the end of the day, I am not going to be here for Christmas to spend time with her and like the whole family and stuff, that I'm like, I would like at least one holiday to be grounded.
Okay. But wait, hold on. Sorry.
We're having some wire issues with the headphones.
I got all stuck. Okay. Well,
great.
I have to say one thing. You have other family.
Yes, I know.
No, and so I just okay. I'm just gonna say it because
you're gonna say something.
No, it's just that I hold back. So you have no idea how much I hold back. Here's what I think, and here's what I think is fair. If you lived where I live, I would force you to go to John Liam's family for holidays. Like, not force you, but tell you, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. the fact that every single day, you're like 5 minutes away from them, and Lola's 5 minutes away from them, and
here.
we don't have that. It's unfair.
It's not unfair. It's
It
way
is. It's
of
unfair and selfish.
it's not. That's
Not for you. If that's where you want to be, I can't help that. I'm telling you how I feel about it.
I know, but to say that it's unfair and
is unfair.
selfish is not right, because I chose to live here and create a
Right.
life here, and that's okay. And you should
And
be
not even for the
proud of
holidays, you'll
that.
be with your family.
We were there last year. We were there the year before too. We have every
Right.
right to have our.
You have,
We
yeah.
have our family now too. Me, John, Liam, and Lola are a family too, and we get to decide. Hey,
Right.
we
No,
want to stay here this year. That's okay.
Absolutely, and I have a right to think that it's a little bit selfish.
Okay, but if you believe that it's selfish, then maybe you should withhold that, because that's not fair to put on me. Because then that would make me feel bad, and I don't think that it's
I don't
selfish.
think you feel bad about it. No, I don't.
Well, and now I'm gonna feel bad about it.
No, well, you won't. That's not who you are. I would feel bad that I just keep all this shit in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that nobody on that side of the world thinks like, hey, you know what? Your poor parents or your whatever that or grandparents.
You don't know what's going on.
That are really, really old don't get to see you. It's not fair.
I went to Miami in August for 10 days. And I did that because I knew that I wasn't going to be there for the holidays. I didn't want to have to travel with a toddler during the holidays.
The last thing I want.
That's the reason why we did that. And then it's like, then we get to the holidays and then I'm made to feel like it's selfish for not going for the holidays. It's
no, I don't.
Ass backwards, honestly. I tried to make it work. It's not going to work. And I'm happy that we're staying here for Thanksgiving.
Oh, I'm sure.
That it's right for us this year, you know?
Right.
And every year it's different. It's like sometimes we go over there for Thanksgiving. Sometimes we go there for Christmas. I'm trying to make a trip in the middle of the year or like early in the year that's not during a holiday, because it's really expensive to travel across the country. Okay.
Listen, again, like I'm telling you, I say it not because I think that'll inspire you to do it. In fact, it'll probably has the opposite effect, which is fine. I'm just telling you that if the situation were reversed, I would be telling you, hey, figure out a way to go. Let's figure out a way for whatever, even if it's for a day or two, even if whatever, I would do that.
Okay.
You know, that's all what I'm saying. And I think that the fact that that's just like, woo, like nobody cares, because you could just take a walk over there and see Lola 27 times a day, and that's great, but it feels bad for me. You have to understand.
I understand that. I completely understand. I don't know what it would be like to be that far away from your grandchild, and I do feel for you, but there's nothing that I can do to like change that, because I live here and I want to live here and I enjoy living here. I enjoy spending time here, you know?
Right.
So all I can do is make the effort to go to Miami when I can. That, is not going to cost me an arm and a leg either.
Well, you know that's not a consideration, because I would buy your tickets and it wouldn't be an issue, but hold on.
Okay. Now it's going to be a crying episode, because now we have opened Pandora's box. My mom just walked away because she's emotional. I don't know what to do, man. This is hard. It's hard to live far away from your family. It is. It's just hard. And I feel like people can relate to that truly, because it's not like I can casually hop on a plane whenever I want. It doesn't work like that anymore, especially with a toddler. It just doesn't. I'll also say that I started a new job this week and I don't even have Wednesday off. Like, it would just be, I don't know. I feel guilt because I'm like, maybe I should be making more of an effort to like see my family, especially because I have grandparents who are older. But I don't know. She thinks that I don't feel bad when she says stuff like that, which is insane because it's like I'll fucking think about it all day, all week. Okay, she's back. Don't say anything.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Anyway, so whatever, we don't have to keep talking about it. I think what I wanted to say was, I think that the most important thing to me would be that if the situation were reversed, forget what I would say. John Liam would tell you, we're going to see my parents. 100% we're going to see my parents. My parents are away from Lola 365 days of the year. So I don't know, 15 days a year, 10 days a year is not unreasonable. He would demand that. He would demand it, and you know it. And that's all I have to say about it. Because he would. He has a right to. I
think the issue I'm having with it is you're like putting this on anybody other than like me. At the end of the day, this is about me.
It's about you.
Yeah. You're making it seem like his family is not like the fact that they're not being like, you have to go. That's not how they are. They've never been like that. So that would never happen.
Right. And I don't think his parents would say that. I don't think he would say that, you know, but he would say it if it was the other way. It's not because of any other reason. He doesn't even consider it because it doesn't affect that, you know, that side of the family. So he wouldn't even think of it.
Right.
And I get it. I would, but that's how I am. But whatever. It just, look, it's hard.
I understand that. And I do feel for you. I just don't love the fact that you're making it seem like I don't make an effort and that I don't try when it's like, I literally made the effort so that this wouldn't happen. And at the end of the day, this is always going to happen. Like, it's always going to be upsetting when I don't come for the holidays, when you don't get to see Lola for the holidays. That's always going to happen, regardless if I try to make the effort on the front end to be like, let me make a good long trip so that everyone can get time with Lola, get time with me. John Liam was devastated when I left in August because he couldn't see Lola for 10 days. That was very hard for him. He hasn't had to do that. So it's like, it's not like nothing for us either. Right. I don't know. You just have to remember we are like
I do. I absolutely do.
But you also have to remember you've never dealt with this. You never lived away from your family. You never have had to deal with this stuff that we're dealing with. So you have to have grace for me too, the way that I have grace for you.
I do know, because I will every 6 or 8 weeks schlep my ass all the way to a place that I don't like to see Lola, to stay in a hotel, literally. And so, yes, I know what it feels like. I do. And by myself, and, you know, I do know. You're wrong. I do know.
Okay. I'm saying you don't know what it's like to be a nuclear family and you have to make decisions on where are we going for Christmas this year? Are we staying here? Are we going over there? You don't know that part. That's the part I'm talking about, not the part of you. I know you make a huge effort to see Lola, a huge effort. And I know that, and that doesn't go unnoticed. I know that. I'm talking about this current thing, that the holiday thing is just really tough and it's really hard not to get caught up in it. And I've been caught up in it so many times and I'm trying very hard to just like,
I just think that it's a double standard. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, if I, and again, don't take this the wrong way, but I just want you to know how like willing, right? Like, oh, we want to go to so-and-so. Can you come for Christmas? It's like, yep, drop everything, come for Christmas, change your whole life around, forget your 96-year-old mother, fuck everybody. Yes, yes, it's not like, let me think about yes first and then figure it out later. We need to go to Italy for a month. Yes, let's figure it out. Like, you know, there is I have a life too.
I know that, but this is why it's really hard to then ask you to do stuff, because you throw it.
I have never thrown it in your face.
You're doing it right now.
Right, because you're telling me that you're a nuclear family and that I don't understand and that you make sacrifices. We all make sacrifices. You can't look at things just from your perspective.
No, I'm just talking about the travel aspect of stuff. That's it. I know you've dealt with stuff. I'm just talking about the travel aspect and having to choose family. And I know that we live here and I know that John Liam's family gets a lot of time with Lola, but it doesn't, the holiday thing is a huge thing. It's a huge thing.
Just if you tell me that if the situation were reversed, John Liam would not insist to go see his parents and that you would not get your ass on a plane immediately, then
You don't know that. You're just making assumptions because you think that you're like the worst family and that I would choose them over anything.
I
That's
don't.
not
Oh no, I don't think we're the worst family. That's for
okay.
sure. I
This
do
is
not
getting
think that.
really dark
No,
and
but I'm
weird.
not.
Now
But how
you're
can you
insulting
say
his
I
family.
think? Wait, you're insulting me.
No, because you're just like you're alluding to stuff. It doesn't matter.
I
This
am
is
not
getting into
alluding
like
to anything. I'm just telling you that I am not.
you're
How
hurt.
can I think we're the worst family?
I get that you're hurt and you're upset that we're not gonna be there for Thanksgiving. And I am so appreciative that you're coming for Christmas to help take care of Lola. That is huge. And I haven't stopped talking about how huge it is. I was just on the phone with Gothi saying I wouldn't feel as excited and comfortable about going on a trip unless mommy was here taking care of Lola. It is a huge thing. And it's Christmas and you're traveling, you're doing a million things. And I'm so appreciative
doesn't even
of
matter
that.
to me. I'm so excited. It's the greatest thing in the world for me. So it's not like, I'm just telling you that there's never there's never a what do you call that? Like wondering like, oh, can I go or won't I go? Like, it's like yes first and figure it out so that it stays yes. You know, that's all. That's all I'm saying. It's whatever. It's stupid. I don't have a right. I know I don't have a right to say anything, but I felt like if I didn't,
It's not like you don't have a right. I think it's just like we don't have that freedom right now. Like there's not like financial freedom that we have to just like pick up and go. And I understand that like, oh, people will buy our flights. I don't like that. I'm 32 years old. Jolene is almost 40. We want to be able to do things on our own. And it doesn't feel good to have to like ask for help like that.
I understand, but
and I just started a new job and we were like gig employees. And sometimes it's really hard to just like do shit like that. We don't have that kind of freedom. And I'm hoping within this next year and like being at a company and stuff, I'm able to just, yes, pick up and go and be able to just like take my vacation days and have it not be a thing. I'm excited for that part of like life to be able to see my family more and shit. But like, that has not been the reality of the situation. It's not. And
by the way, I never didn't think for 1 second that I said that my low light was that you wouldn't be there because I would just make it perfect, but I never thought you were coming, not because I didn't think you'd make the effort, but because you have a new job and you couldn't come now. So this is not me disappointed that like you didn't come this time. That's not what I'm talking about.
You're saying just generally.
But
just generally. I want to make more
not this time. I never thought, how could you come? You have a job now that you have to be there. Like that never crossed my mind. It's not like I thought, oh, she's going to surprise and show up. You couldn't. Like you couldn't. Even if I flew you private, you couldn't. So that's not, I never thought this time was going to happen. I just think.
You're just talking generally.
Yes,
big
generally
picture.
like
I understand. And I want that to be the norm for me too. And I think now with something stable and like, that's not whatever. I feel like more supported in my life by this like job that I'm hoping that, yes, I will be able to do that more often. I will be able to travel more to you guys instead of you always coming to me. I know it's hard to come to me. I have a very small house. No one can stay here. Like it costs money. The traffic is insane. Like it's impossible here. And I know that.
I know. And it's always worth it for me. And I will continue to do it. But it's just, it's not even about appreciating. It's just like that everybody makes an effort. That's all. That's just that I want, like, you'll see, Beba, you're a mom now. You'll see. It's the hardest thing in the world that you would spend the holidays away from Lola.
I know.
In the future. It's so hard. It just, you leave half your heart somewhere else. And it's so hard. And I miss you when you're not around. Sorry, this is not even appropriate content at all.
Okay, we need to chill out. I'm sorry. This was not meant to happen.
No.
I was just talking to Jackie.
You shouldn't have asked me about highlights and lowlights because I was like, oh, I have them. What did you tell Gothi, that I was going to do this?
No, I know. I was telling
do this.
No, I was telling Jackie yesterday. We were talking about like people posting themselves crying on Instagram. And I was like, it's so, she's like, I find it to be so inappropriate. I was like, yeah, but I post myself crying on mommy issues a lot. And she's like, yeah, but I love when you guys cry because it's like very real. And I was like, great. I'm hoping everybody else feels that way and doesn't feel like it's on purpose. Where we're just like,
anybody would
cry.
do this on purpose.
Well, honestly, maybe we had to talk it out because I had been feeling really bad about it. Like I feel a tremendous amount of guilt for not being able to go.
I never
And
thought
like
you would make it this time. I never even
but
expected
I
it.
think also just generally speaking, like I feel tremendous amount of guilt that I don't like go to Miami often enough. And like it's just my goal is to do it more, you know. I think that's like I have to and I want
Just
to.
like we tell you that we missed Lola, but it's you that we missed too. You know what I mean? For
Yeah,
my
but
mom and stuff. Like
I know. But if I came without Lola, you think anybody would be
yeah, we would
people
be
would
happy
be a little
anyway.
sad.
But we would be happy anyway that you were there. But I wouldn't want you to do that because that would be awful. And I know how that would feel. That would be awful. So I can't believe I'm such a ridiculous person. I'm sorry.
You're not.
I just always feel like I have to suck everything up so that I don't
You don't have
upset
to.
anybody.
You don't have to. It's better. Don't you feel lighter a little
No.
bit? No, you don't feel lighter. Great.
No, I do with that because I just feel like just so afraid to say things because I don't want to alienate. And I know that other moms or people, you know, that have the situation probably feel that way. It's like you don't want to upset anybody. You don't want anybody
I
to whatever.
know.
You don't want anything to be read into anything. It's there's no reading into it. I'm telling you straight up,
Okay.
you know, what
Yeah.
I feel and what I know to be my truth, you know, and I have to be able to say that sometimes. It's not like every day, oh, hey, here's my truth. I'm going to make you like, no, but I never do it.
No, and that's bad because then this happens and then it comes out sideways. So I think you should more often than not.
Maybe not on the podcast.
Maybe not on the podcast. Yes, I think maybe we should try and have these conversations. But for people who don't know, most times the first time that we're really talking is on the podcast.
Just like text, you know, or like
or like
videos,
with Lola
or FaceTiming Lola.
If you're FaceTiming Lola, it's like you're truly propped up and you're talking to Lola. Because sometimes I have a million shit that I'm doing around the house. And then this week was hard because of the new job. So we didn't talk at all.
No.
Anyway.
And I would never make you feel guilty about that. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Like, I really don't. Like, the other day, I was like, sent you something and you were just sitting there with Lola. And then Ken goes, because he got me an iPad just for Lola.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason he got it for me. He's like,
to see
her.
They're
just sitting there. Just call them. I'm like, oh, no, of course not. She doesn't have any time with Lola. That's like precious right there.
I would have called you, but I felt that way. I was like,
I get it. Like 100%, I would never interfere with that. I'm like, she's sitting there going, I'm with my mommy. This is my mom. I'm here with her. Leave us alone. Yeah. That's how it felt. And it's like, yes, that's right. And so I don't feel like I'm selfish. Like, I don't mean to be if I come across that way.
It's not, you're not selfish. I don't feel that way, at least. I know you just want all the time with Lola. Okay, why don't we take a deep breath?
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, in through your nose. And out through your mouth.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
We're crazy.
I think they already think we're crazy. And if they're listening, they like it, you know?
Well, these are, I guess we're true to the name of the podcast.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
We somehow like, we'll talk celebrity news and turn it into some sort of like bone to pick with each other.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I've always said that that's the backdrop. That's not really what it's about.
Yeah. Okay. So let me just very quickly tell you my highlight and low light. My highlight and low light is just that both are that I started a new job. High because I'm excited to like have started a new job, and then low just because starting a new job and like learning the systems that are in place and like all the stuff, it's overwhelming. So this first week was a little tough, but I'm excited. That's my highlight, low light.
Good.
Okay, let's get into something a little lighter and brighter, shall we?
Okay.
Let's get into some gossip. First and foremost, Harry Styles has a buzzed head.
Oh, I haven't seen any of that.
He cut his hair. He cut those long locks right off.
How does he look?
I'm going to show you. I think he looks good. And I think that when somebody cuts their hair that had like hair as like an identifier, like Justin Bieber, remember when he had the like bowl cut and he would do the thing on his hair and then he cut his hair and people were like, whoa. I think it's kind of the indicator of like, do you have the star power to pull off, to remove your hair? You know?
You don't need, like, are you confident enough that you don't need the hair? No. He needs the hair. Sorry, you needed the hair, Harry. You overshot there.
Yeah, let's just get a visual of him with the hair.
No, there's no, he needs
You know what? Hair. I think you're right. I think
he needed the hair.
Just the comparison of it. I'm looking at it now. I'm realizing that yes, he did in fact need the hair.
Yeah, he needed the hair.
I think
not everybody needs the hair, but he's one of those that do. And you kind of don't know until you do it.
Well, yeah. And I think maybe he's going through a transitional period. Like I'm hoping we get some like very different music because of the buzzed head. He must be going through something. It's like getting bangs for a guy. You know, you have to buzz your head. That's bangs. You know?
Really?
Yeah, because it's such a big change and it takes a while for that to grow back. You have to live with
but you can at least there's fake bangs. I've seen people put on fake bangs.
You can't fake buzz.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, if somebody wanted to do bangs, if you're thinking of doing bangs,
first of all, don't
live with the fake bangs first. You know what I'm saying? Because it is a huge commitment.
Do you think a curtain bang would look good on me? Like right here? Like stopping right here? Because I accidentally. Is that what it's
called?
It's like it frames your face.
I think I like you should do a butterfly cut.
What's a butterfly cut?
It's a haircut.
But what? Can you explain it?
I don't know. Look it up. It's just like, you know, where
is this a joke?
God, no. It's really like old. Not
butterfly cut hair. Oh yes, I love a butterfly cut. Which, by the way, people don't do butterfly cuts anymore.
I think that would look great on you. It would look really good on you because of the way that you do your.
For people on YouTube, this is the butterfly cut. It's just it's like really face framing layers. It's like first up here, then here, then here, then here.
Yeah, and then it would work even if you don't really like
when it's undone.
Style your hair. Yeah,
well, like
I like it more when it's undone.
My hair feels. I was just talking to Kathy about this on FaceTime. I was like, this always happens at the end of the year because by the end of the year, I'm growing out my hair. I want it to be long, and I do not want to cut my hair. But it's long and it's flat and I have to put product in and style it to make it like zhuzh it up. I don't have the fucking time to do that.
No.
I want to just.
Well, if you had layers, it would look more styled.
That's what I'm saying. Okay,
I'm going
butterfly cut.
Yeah. He's in the Palisades and he's in everywhere. His name is Kanali. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's a very famous hair color and cut and whatever in Los Angeles. So he reached out to me and sent me his products and stuff. But he also has a place in Boca. I was going to do it over there when I went to LA, but I'm doing it on the 28th in Boca.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to kind of let him do whatever he wants.
Yeah. Well, with somebody like that, you just say, look at me and tell me what I need.
Right. And I kind of have a feeling that he's like that anyway. It's going to be like, we're doing this.
He decides for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Okay. Moving on. Did you see, I'm trying to see what you would actually like know. Do you know who Jonathan Van Ness is?
No.
He's one of the Queer Eye guys, the hair Queer Eye guy.
Oh, yeah.
He like totally exposed Dax Shepard. You know, Dax Shepard has Armchair Expert. It's like one of the biggest podcasts in the world.
Yeah. Why did he expose it?
I don't listen to every single Armchair Expert episode. I listen to the ones of people that I like. Right, I like Jonathan Van Ness. So I listened to that one a while ago. And it was in the beginning, they talked a lot about trans rights and this and that. And they got into it. Like really got into it. And Jonathan Van Ness started crying because he felt like he was defending, like Dax Shepard can just like really come at you.
Yeah.
So Jonathan Van Ness went on another podcast this week and exposed Dax Shepard, saying that it was a super edited podcast, that he thought it was really brave for Dax to even put it out because he cut a lot of the stuff out that he said. He said it would make more sense of why I was crying if you actually heard what he was saying to me.
Oh, well, you know.
And I was like, whoa. Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe that somebody would go on a podcast and cry.
Can you imagine? You have to be so brave.
You have to be so brave and so like authentic
Yeah.
to
And like,
just put yourself out there.
yeah, you really have to. But I was just like, I don't think anyone has called out Dax Shepard in the armchair expert podcast
He
area
could
of
get
life.
canceled.
But that's I mean, I don't know if he'll get canceled.
I mean, Jennifer Aiden called a woman a big boy at the
BravoCon.
at BravoCon, and
Yeah.
and it cost her.
Well, yeah, Dax Shepard pretty much always addresses things head on. So I'm very curious to see what he says about this. And I'm like, maybe the response should be like, let's just release the raw stuff. I don't know how much Dax has to hide, but I also think his politics might be a little tricky, and that's probably why it gets cut.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and probably, his podcast is probably sponsored by, you lose a bunch of endorsements and ad sales and stuff like that if he probably had no choice. Not that I'm defending him, but if you're going to edit it, then don't go there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? If it's a tricky conversation, don't go there. Like,
if it's a tricky conversation, just cut that whole chunk out. Don't manipulate it to make you sound better and then have him crying and it not be related to, I don't know. Who knows? Because Jonathan Van Ness might also just be trying to start some shit. You never know.
Maybe.
There's three sides to every story.
People know that, already that I was, I did an episode. Well, I wasn't 2, but I don't know how much I'm going to be on of Miami, and not even because they want to edit me, but because you've seen the amount of footage they get. They have to edit some stuff. They can't include every word that came out of my mouth. No. But there are things that if they don't show, I'm telling on this show. You know what I'm saying?
Big time. Yeah.
And I'm not talking about like anything of ours personally, but like maybe some stuff I said to Marisol or whatever, that if it was cut out because she begged them to, I'm going to say it here.
You heard it here first, guys. Yeah.
I am.
Look out for the episode of Miami where my mom
I don't even know when it is, but
okay, we gotta do a Travis and Taylor Swift update. It's important. God. So in her Argentina concert, she rewrote the lyrics to the song Karma. She said, "Karma is a guy on the Chiefs." And then after her performance, Travis Kelci was standing off the side of the stage, and she ran off and ran into his arms and kissed him, and the fans went wild. My reaction to this was Taylor has no game, because
he doesn't. And
the most important thing, I think, and this is a personal choice, this is my gameplay when I'm dating, is
when you're dating a famous football player.
Yes, he's got to be more into you than you're into him. And even if you are really into him, you have to kind of.
But she's always more into everyone. She is the younger modern day version of J-Lo. Neither of them have game. Neither of them have whatever.
They throw their hearts out.
Everything, everybody. It's like it doesn't matter.
You can do it to a certain extent, but you kind of have to keep something close to your chest. And like, I love the living out loud.
Who taught you guys that early in life? And I used to tell them, you don't have to say everything. There has to be a little bit of mystery. You've got to hold 20% back.
Yeah, I agree. You have to, it's not withholding information and stuff. It's not being like, oh my God, I love you so much and I'm so obsessed with you. It's like, yeah, of course you do. It's the beginning of a relationship. It's so exciting. You want to squeeze them and eat them, but you kind of have to just be like, cool, don't run into his arms.
And also so public. I'm just waiting for the song, when they break up and what's it going to be, because, she writes songs every time she breaks up with somebody.
I do think I've said it before. I do like him for her. I just think the whole publicness of it is just getting a little too
it's getting too much. I think that he's going to feel like even if he wanted to get out, I feel like he would feel stuck because of what it's done to the franchise just for the Chiefs, for NFL football.
Yeah, just for football.
I mean, for his podcast. I mean, his brother's going to be like, let me tell you something. You are not breaking up with her. You are not breaking. I don't care.
That's the issue. Everything is so tied together now that it's like, it would benefit him to keep this girl on his arm.
But if
that's unfortunate that
Right.
that's kind of what it's become.
Right.
And
I
also
think
he
that
would be he would be dragged in the mud
he would
if
be
any
canceled
if the
forever.
Swifties
Yeah.
found out that he did something or he broke, even if they broke up and it was her idea, they'd be like, fuck you, you did something.
Fuck,
That's why
yeah,
she
you
broke
did
up with you.
something. Yeah. And they listen, I saw the other day that somebody had done the math. Did I say this already? Because I might repeat
Tell
myself,
me.
but somebody had done the math of if the Chiefs get to the Super Bowl, which I don't know if they will or not, and I don't know if that's already been determined. She's going to be in Tokyo performing, and how long her flight would take to get back, and when she would get there, and would she have time to rest before going to the Super Bowl? Okay, this is the extent of her fandom. So he has no chance at all of surviving, you know, a breakup with
any
Taylor.
of it. Yeah.
And by the way, what is it? Because this would happen to you. It happens to most people. But if you felt like I am stuck here, you would get the ick for Taylor right away.
No.
I'd be like, I want her as far away from me as possible. I want to have an affair with the girl that does our, I don't know, our audio on our podcast. I mean, anyone will feel better than that because now he feels stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, only time will tell. But the only, Taylor, if you're listening, which obviously you are, the only advice that I have for you is just tone it down. Just keep it, just tone it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Run into his arms and give him a kiss once a month. I
don't think she should run into his arms again because she's a professional. She's there for the audience. But
that's part of the show, dude. It's become a part of the show. People are going now to see him, looking at her and her looking at him and doing the lyrics and then running into each other. It's part of the show.
It's a papelazo. I feel. I think it's a mistake.
We'll see. Again, only time will tell. Only time will tell what happens here, but we'll see.
Let me tell you that I had been really disconnected from social media and just not that I'm like not on for myself, but looking at other people's stuff, and it's incredible. I don't know if you know about this, and I don't know if you care at all, but there's this whole drama going on with like Heather McDonald, who has the #1 podcast. You know, Juicy Scoop is like the #1 podcast. And her and Jeff Lewis have this war because apparently there were some earrings she borrowed from a friend of Jeff's that they claimed were worth $10,000, and she lost one earring, and she went with the earring she had left, and apparently she gave her the money for the earrings because she lost it, and the earrings were from Revolve for $42.
No.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's some gossip. I just thought it was, how do you do that? And she wrote her a check, and so now it's like this whole and it's 24 hours a day. That's all that's going on. You know, when something pops up on your Instagram, it's not even somebody you follow, but it's, I guess they think content you'll be interested in. Well, I was interested and I went down that rabbit hole.
I was interested.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did watch Selling Sunset.
Oh yeah, what'd you think? I kind of stopped, to be honest.
I watched stuff, not like watching doing nothing else. I have to be doing, responding to emails and whatever. But their outfits it's just too much. It's just too much.
It's become a parody of itself, and that's why it's hard for me to watch it now, because I'm like, it feels extra scripted. Obviously, it's like half of it is scripted, and it always has been, but now more than ever it feels more scripted and more of like a joke. It's like
and I feel like some of the get-ups that they like, it not even at the same level, because I don't even think the housewives get to the level of these people. Just because they're younger, they look better and they're perfect, but BravoCon outfits were also ridiculous.
They're really
like
bad.
Bring back pants. I'm not feeling that.
I'm really not on board with the pants.
And you know what's really scary? That it's pretty much a new fashion. I feel like the old ones, the oldies, the oldie housewives are gonna try to do it. Someone's gonna try to pull that off. And my eyes can't take
maybe
it.
Luann can.
No, she can't. Luann's body can, but there's a face.
No, I know.
To the body.
I'm just talking about if someone's going to do it, it's going to be Luann, because she has the body. But okay, and the last thing for gossip before we move on to Bravo bullshit, Gwyneth Paltrow's ski trial is turning into a musical in London called
I don't even
Gwyneth Goes
understand that.
Skiing. Let me read you the log line. Not the log line, the like synopsis. She's the Goop founding, door sliding, Shakespeare in loving, consciously uncoupling Hollywood superstar. He's a retired optometrist from Utah. In 2016, they went skiing. On the slopes of Deer Valley, their worlds collided, and so did they. Literally. Ouch. 7 years later in 2023, they went to court. Double ouch. This is their story. Kind of, not really, but also it's at Christmas. A story of love, betrayal, skiing, and somehow Christmas, where you are the jury.
Nah, I'll pass. I'll pass. I can't
love
believe
it.
some things get made and then some things get passed on. And this is something that somebody said, yes.
Well,
you would go see it?
If I were in London, 100%, because it's the spectacle of it all. It's like Britney Spears' memoir is currently being bidded on by Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, Reese Witherspoon to be made into a movie, obviously. But it's like, it's because it's the spectacle of it all. It's like,
yeah, but that's much more interesting.
All eyes were on that ski trial. It's just guaranteed to be like, a lot of people were watching this. So you're going to go see this like funny parody musical of it. The same way it's like everyone's talking about the Britney book, you know, you're going to get seats in a theater or butts in a chair in a theater.
Yeah.
Everything is about money. So
no, I know, but the Britney thing makes kind of sense. And the Britney, you know, the Britney book, particularly the Audible, it's even being, it's been nominated, and they believe that Michelle Williams is going to win the Audie for it because she narrated it.
Yeah.
And apparently it's fantastic.
Yeah, which is crazy. I mean,
it's crazy
for you to make that book feel like it's well written, you know what I mean?
Right, I know.
That's pretty good.
She did read it. She did write it then.
She wrote it. I did finish it, and it was like, it's pretty elementary, you know?
Yeah.
I love Britney though. After that book, I like really fell in love with her again. And I believe she can do whatever she wants.
I feel really bad for her, and she's so talented, and it's such a shame. And you know, mental health is like something we need to not be ashamed to ask for help with, because had she sought help, you know, she might not be here.
It's not even about seeking help for it. She was imprisoned by her own family.
Oh,
and
I know.
It drove her crazy. And then she got out of it, and she doesn't know how to be a person because no one taught her how to do anything.
Right.
It's very sad.
You're right. But they, you know, the parents did that because she must have been exhibiting something that made her feel
you have to read the book.
Her money.
Yes, it's the whole book starts with the abuse that her parents on their own endured from their own family. Her dad's mom committed suicide. That should tell you everything. Like, and he never ever went to therapy for it. He never dealt with anything. He would go on binging, drinking, would leave the house for days on end, and then come home, abuse his wife. Like, there was a lot of shit going on that was never talked about. And then she blew up, and they started making money, and they were like, how do we keep this train going? Right. And she was the bank. That's it. And they were like, we need
she was
money.
like on a hamster wheel and just keep working.
Never, ever stopped. They took her kids away from her. They threatened to take her kids away from her constantly. It's really fucked up. Right.
But I think that makes more sense as something that you option for a movie or whatever than that other thing. Yeah.
I'm so curious. I'm excited for that movie whenever it comes out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's quickly get into Bravo bullshit. We'll start with Beverly Hills. We got to talk about Sutton. Name them.
Name them.
She is.
She gets nervous because she doesn't have the retort. She doesn't have the comebacks. She doesn't know. And so she does that. And she also, what she does is that when she feels cornered, she gets really uppity, and that is polarizing, and people don't enjoy that part of her. I'm on the board of American Ballet Theater. It's like, you wore pants, you know, you wanted to go on stage.
Her like everything about this episode, like her riding that mechanical bull was one of the hardest things I've ever watched in my life. And then her imitating Erica was like a psychotic break that lasted 10 minutes. And then I think she also had a stroke when she was saying name 'em.
No, she did.
I think she was genuinely having a stroke because there's no way.
There's something, you know, she is one of those people that here's the part where you have to be self-aware and realize, looking back at the stuff, saying, I'm on the verge. And because I'm on the verge, I need to go on. There needs to be a pause. And maybe
Yes.
Andy needs to put her on pause, because that's where I think, a group of psychologists need to come in and review the footage and say, this could go really wrong.
Right.
And I think she's there. I think she's there.
I think she just doesn't. It's what you said. She doesn't have the ability to kind of come back with anything. So she just repeats things, like saying the name them thing. She didn't know what to say.
She didn't know what to say.
She knows that Kai was right, that she always makes everything about her by blowing it up and turning it on herself. And then when Kai was like, you're being really rude right now, even just saying, what is rude? Define rude. It's like, you can't contribute to the conversation. You don't know what to say next. That's like, it's sad to see, but
that's all it is. That's all it is.
I couldn't believe how many times that she said name them, because even after Kyle screamed and said, can you shut up so I can say it? And she gave this face like, oh my God. And then said, name them. I was like, oh, we are unhinged today. It was crazy. It was crazy. But
oh my God,
one of the best episodes of Beverly Hills that I've seen in a long time, I will say. It was great content. Sutton, I will say Sutton on this show makes for really good TV.
She does. She does. I'm just worried about her.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm worried about her mental health. Like is she going to be okay? Like somebody needs to check on her, Yeah.
I don't know if
but I think mostly it's that. I think mostly it's that she doesn't know what to say, and she gets brava. She gets stuck. Like, it's like, what do I say? It's like, name them.
Yeah. Okay, Miami. Can we please talk about Larsa?
Yeah.
Telling her friend 6 hours later that Gertie has cancer, like it's gossip. Gossip.
It's not, that bothered me, but nowhere near as much as the fact that she has a complete inability to feel empathy, to be empathetic, to feel for anybody else.
Broken. She's a broken person.
I mean, I hate to kind of put a title on somebody or diagnose them, but yeah, she's a sociopath.
Mommy, I honestly think, like, if Andy Cohen doesn't eat her alive and like put her on pause, then there's something seriously wrong.
They won't.
Larsa needs to be removed from the Housewives franchise. Gertie sitting across from Larsa and telling her that she has cancer, and Larsa's response being like, I didn't know that. Like, how am I supposed to know that? Instead of it being, oh my God, everything makes sense. I'm so sorry. I understand why you said come when I call for you. She does not have the ability.
She doesn't have the ability. That's what I'm telling you. Herself.
To see past herself on TV and how she's being portrayed. That's where it stops. Well, she goes, how do I look? Period.
Right. Well, that's a very typical, symptom of narcissism, where you believe that everything is an extension of you and everyone is an extension of you. So Gertie's thing, she feels is an extension of her. So but you didn't tell me that. And how am I supposed to know? And how am I, whatever? And but honestly, I don't think there's been enough backlash about that. I mean, I assume that at the reunion, but
I hope at the reunion,
it's insufficient, on social media.
She needs to be removed.
I don't think
Earth.
I don't think she'll be removed.
Let's put her on the moon. Let's get her out of here.
And by the way, I also feel like she's very much like a Taylor Swift with Marcus. She needs to tone it down. She's 150 years older than him. He went away for 5 days. She threw a party. The guy's like, what the fuck's going on?
No, I think he likes it. But he's also young.
He's a baby.
And I think that he has trauma with his dad. And so being with Larsa is kind of like a sock it to you. And I think
it's kind of like having daddy issues, but the other way around. Yeah.
And then Larsa being with him is socking it to Scotty. Being like, fuck you. I think it's a very...
And by the way, in the middle of all this are her kids. And why doesn't anybody care about how that's going to affect them? It's so fucked up.
She is one track minded. And the track is Larsa Pippen.
Yeah.
The fact that she won't change her last name says everything. She wants to be Pippen.
Oh, she wants to be Larsa Pippen Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on. That's the biggest coup in the world.
What a bad fucking person. I think she's horrible. To talk about somebody's cancer diagnosis like gossip is crazy. It's crazy. Please don't tell anybody. And God, the editors are incredible. Being like, literally, like 6 hours later, literally telling her friends who
they wrote that
know.
literally.
Yeah. Because it was like, yeah, they're trying to be like, look at how crazy this person is. Like, let's all agree.
Well, I'm glad that they're being true to the characters, and to
Yeah,
being honest. I really think that's what we want, to know who she is. But what I'm saying is that, again, I was more on social media this week, and I didn't see any real backlash for that. Did you?
Yeah.
Not enough.
I
Not
wasn't,
sufficient.
I really was not on Instagram as much this week, but yeah, I'm imagining it's not enough. It should be
not
more.
enough. Yeah, it should be more.
Can we talk about Russell, Gertie's husband, and how much I love him?
I love Russell, and I told you that I met him and I loved him so much. He is such a solid person.
He is incredible. Just that scene, he's the most genuine. He's like,
and he, by the way, he wasn't loving doing that scene.
Your shit is my shit.
Yeah, he wasn't loving doing that scene, but he knows that he has to. And it was a very genuine. They're such a solid couple. They've been together forever.
Yeah.
Have you seen the pictures of them when they were little,
they're
like babies?
It's very cute. It's very cute.
Yeah, they're a beautiful family.
I love him. Okay, and the last thing I want to talk about with Miami, this was, I don't know how you felt watching the scene with Lisa and her kids, but it was very difficult for me to watch. Where the
pizza?
kids, and she's upstairs. And listen, I have never been through a divorce. I imagine that it's like,
which part did you feel bad about? The kids opening the door to from the mansion, or just like,
no,
I think they're still little.
The kids screaming, "Mama, mama, pizza's here," like so badly,
and then eating by themselves,
so badly wanting their mom to like join them, to like sit with them and whatever. And she's on the phone with her boyfriend talking shit about her husband or her ex, who obviously there's a lot of stuff going on. That's why I'm like, I don't know what it's like to go through.
No, it's horrible what she's going through. Is. Yeah.
But the fact that when she got off the phone and went downstairs, it just didn't feel like, I don't know. It was just really hard.
Yeah, no, right now she's really overwhelmed, and it's like a fight. It's like a very brutal fight. And Jody is very supportive of her. Like, he's a really good guy and very supportive of her. And I think he's almost like her therapist through all this stuff.
That's not good.
I know, but
that's really bad, actually.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. But he's just, they're open about it. In other words,
there's gonna be burnout.
I hope, right.
It's all gonna go to hell. I'm just letting you know right now. That's not
think so?
how. I know so. You are not supposed to use your partner as your soundboard for your divorce. I'm so sorry.
But if your divorce is all consuming, and it is all consuming, you've never been through it. I've never been through a difficult divorce either.
You know what? All I know is that Miami and therapy are two things that just don't mix, and they really should. All those women need therapists, all of them. And the fact that it's not even like a thought, you have 2 kids. You don't think that you should be trying to funnel your shit through a therapist and make sure that it's not affecting your kids? Yeah. What a therapist would do,
but we don't know. We don't know if that happens.
What a therapist would say is, make sure that you are being present with your kids and they know that you're still there. Because at the end of the day, you are still there, right? Like, they have to feel safe and secure. Again, I don't want to judge, I guess, because I've never been through it. But I'm just saying, like, my advice to Lisa, if you're listening, get a therapist. Don't put that on your partner. That's not fair for him.
No, I think that they're telling her that too. And I think that she's whatever. I don't know. I see a future for them. I see them pretty. I mean, just again, I haven't spent enough time.
I don't. But
yeah. And then the other thing, I wasn't really paying that much attention, but something happened with Todd. I like Todd now. So what was
Todd's starting drama? You mean?
I know
crazy.
That was out of character for him, because I know him so well.
I know you're like kind of on the defending Todd thing, and I don't get it, but Todd is a housewife. Todd should be holding a mojito at this point, because he's like starting drama. I'm like, sorry, what are you doing? And he's like, I don't like to be involved. That's why I'm, I don't want to be at the party, but you said something to me the other day, and I'm like, what's going on?
Do you realize you're using the Frankie Ditto voice?
Frankie Ditto. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know Todd is white, but somehow he's been in Miami long enough that he's got that Cuban accent.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened.
I don't know. I think he's another one that I think has the ick a little bit already. I feel that he's stuck. I feel like he might be a little stuck. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Because his content and stuff, he used to post a lot, and now his whole thing is only about his business and being a thing. And I think it's good. I think it's good for some. I think there's an audience for it.
Yeah.
But he's separated himself.
And I think that's a good thing.
I think it's a great thing.
I think
why
he should have his
know,
own thing. I also think that he shouldn't be mic'd. I think he should request
to not
hey
be
guys,
mic'd.
I don't want to be mic'd tonight.
Well, but remember when this aired, you know what I'm saying? I feel like there's been a whole situation that has changed in their relationship since then.
Yeah.
Both, and then I feel really bad for Steve, you know? Steve.
But Steve is doing the right stuff. Steve is not involving himself.
Oh, no,
and he's
he
like
doesn't.
getting up and going somewhere else. I'm like, that's exactly right, Steve.
Yeah.
This is not the Real Housemen of Miami. Okay.
And he's trying to find a man, and I get it. Everybody deserves love.
Okay, well, that's all I have for this week.
Well, yeah, I think that we've had enough for this. I feel like I've been run over by a truck. I have
good.
First of all, when you put the little, segments on Instagram, please don't make it the crying one.
No, I'm not going to.
Don't do that.
I'm not going to. I don't know what it'll be this week, but it won't be that.
Well,
too much crying. I can't do it.
It's too much crying. I mean, I don't think that we should edit it out because it's not.
No, but it's not going to be the promo.
Right. Thank you.
Is there anything? Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. You figure it out. You figure it out. Maybe Larsa needs to be removed.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, because maybe page 6 will pick it up.
Yeah. Page 6 knows exactly who we are. Okay, guys, thanks for listening. Follow us on Instagram at Mommy Issues the Pod, at Beba_Rod, at Anna Cooks, QOOKS. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow our Apple Podcast account. Leave a review. Get ready for the 100th episode where we're going to be recording naked. Like, get ready for
really
all of
naked
that fun stuff. Yeah. It's going to be
okay.
great.
And I have one request, when we hang up now and you play all this back in your head, don't hate me more.
No, I don't. I always feel better talking out our stuff.
Okay.
I don't hate you more. I'm going to call you today too, because I have time and space with Lola. So,
okay, cool.
You'll get a Lola thing. Do you have anything today?
Just going to dinner later with Glenn and Rob.
Okay.
For mine and Rob's respective birthdays.
He's a November baby?
Yeah, he's November 21st.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Well,
okay.
Love you. Bye, guys.
Bye.